Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Corey and I live in Quebec, Canada, and we are trying out a low buy year. Now I say trying because I'm trying my best, but hey. So we're in April. April has finished and passed. So I have my ins and outs and what we changed for April. And if you remember March, I spent so much money because I got debt free. So we're officially debt free. So I've broken down my transactions and I write down every single thing I spend on credit card or fees. No matter what, I write it down. So I have like 27 transactions this month, I think it is. And I've broken it down even further, like I've grouped it into categories for you. So I spent $2,782.45 this month, which compared to the over $8,000 in March, there's like a totally big difference. And this was my lowest month of spending. So January, February, March has passed and it was all higher, and now we're at the lowest. But I'm noticing now more realistically where my money goes more. And so I've grouped some stuff together. So it's interesting. Entertainment. So we have decided, or I have decided with my family, that we want to do something fun at least once a month, if not a few times a month. It depends what it is and it depends how much it costs. So we found a mini putt place locally that is actually all dinosaurs. So it's super fun. You can go through the thing. It's like Jurassic Park, kind of, but unofficial. And you can play mini putt. It's really fun. And then downstairs in the basement, there's like an arcade with games. So we went there. And I also decided to go to bingo myself this month. I have not been to bingo in almost a year. I don't go anymore. It's expensive when you go. So, because I play everything and I don't know, it's really fun. So it is a form of entertainment, like for my personal entertainment, because my family doesn't go, but the mini putt we all went to. So entertainment, we spent $418.51. Now that's because $230 of that was what I blew at bingo. So when you go to bingo, you buy cards, you buy food, you have a meal and stuff. So anyways, it's just whatever. And I didn't even win. But it was fun. I went with my mother and my sister, so whatever. Maybe the next time I'll go is another year. I don't know. So restaurants. I spent $251.36 on restaurants in April. Now that is down from all the other months because me and my family were going out to restaurants once a week, right? And I would pay and the man would pay, and we would, well, I've cut down. So there's been times where my family decided to go out for a restaurant meal and I didn't. I stayed home. So I'm at $251.36. And that's also because sometimes I get fed up and I'm like, I don't want to cook, and that's my thing. If I don't feel like cooking, or if I'm too tired or whatever, then I'll just order pizza. So there is like pizza in here, or I'll order chicken, whatever. So like you have like delivery, and then you have where you actually go out. So in total it was like $251.36, and that was like for three things, like 3-4 restaurants and delivery type thing. Now, the other thing interesting that's very high, food, groceries, Bulk Barn, staples, milk. I bought some meatballs. Like, in general, I would call it grocery food, not restaurant food. That's $641.15. But if you add it together as in food that we are ingesting for 1 month, it was $898.51. We're a family of 3, and I find that very high. And I think a lot of it is because, restaurant food is more expensive. So that's just what it came to this month. So the next thing that popped up was my biological father had passed away. I didn't even know. We weren't told right away. Very short story is we were estranged from my father for like decades, and it popped up that we got contacted if we want to accept his estate or whatever. So I have 2 sisters, I have a brother, we all decided that yes, we're going to accept his estate. So I'm now the executor of his estate, and apart from me working full-time, this is where almost all my time is going. If you've been following me, the last 2 weeks I didn't put out a video. I really thought I had them uploaded, but apparently they weren't. So I now have fees, legal fees. So I have to pay a notary. I had to send express envelopes, registered mail with a signature. So this month it cost me $277.38 just to do that. Because you want the mail with a signature and stuff like that. So that's done, and we had to do a proof of hereditary, which costs the big money. So that was almost $1,000, but we divided by the 4 siblings, so I paid $237 of that. So now I have this new pop-up added expense, which is another reason why I'm doing a low buy year and looking at my finances and trying to be more aware of what's happening. So it is basically the whole point of why you're supposed to have savings and an emergency fund in case stuff like this pops up. So either way, I'm stuck doing it. I have to do it, and so I'm working on it, so it's an expense. And then the rest is miscellaneous fees of $1,109, and that includes 2 truck payments, internet. I bought fish fertilizer for the garden. My garden stuff I also have on a different piece of paper because I'm selling the seedlings eventually. So I'm hoping that the seedling sales will cover the cost, but I'm not sure because I didn't grow as much this year than last year, so we'll see. Bank fees, there's like a $16 bank fee for my main bank, and I have another bank there. I got like a $2.50 fee, which is like nothing. I bought gas for the truck, and I actually bought a t-shirt. I never buy clothing. I hate shopping, believe it or not. I hate buying clothing. I actually go out and buy a t-shirt at this liquidation place. It cost me $5.74. And I didn't notice on the tag, it said 3X. So that's what I like, because I prefer it a little bigger. So I bought it, I took it home, and then I wore it, and I washed it. And then I wore it, and I put it on, and it's like it's too small. So I noticed now when I flipped over the tag, it says size 2X to 3X. Like, what is that? Why is there 2 sizes? I didn't even notice. So long story short, I have a brand new t-shirt I can't wear. So I don't know. I'll see if somebody wants it. If not, I'll make it into something else. But go figure. It's a liquidation place. You can't try it on. So anyway, so I'm out $5.74. So that's about it. We always have the normal stuff, Videotron, internet, and all that stuff. And yeah, so $2,782.45 is what we spent in April. All right, so we talked about the outs. You have to talk about the ins, because this is full disclosure. This is 100% honest. This is what you're getting. So I made $4,462.34 this month, because April had a 3-pay period. So I received 3 pays. One of my pays was not a full pay. There was not much missing, like $2 or something like that. So whatever, but it's just funny. There was a family allowance check because I have a son under 18. So you get that from the government. Once he turns 18 in 3 months, all those checks will stop. Those checks are for him when he needs, and he needs shoes. So that's going to be an expense coming up soon. I cashed in more of my lottos. If you've been following, I have like stacks of lottos I bought like a year ago, and I just never cash them in. So I've been cashing them in every time I've been up to the place to cash them. So that was $95 in lottos. And April was my lowest month of doing online sales. I made no marketplace, Facebook, or email sales at all this month. I only had Poshmark sales, and I made $271.72 in sales. So it was my lowest sale month compared to January and February, where I had like over $1,500 sometimes. So April has been very slow, and I equate that because I'm still going on Poshmark every single day, and I'm sharing my stuff every day, because that's how it works. When you share your stuff, people see it. So I'm still doing that on my breaks at lunch and work and on the weekends, but I'm not posting anything new for sale. Almost nothing new for sale went up on Poshmark this month because I am literally too busy. What I mentioned before with my father passing away, the paperwork and everything, and the contacting the governments and everything, it takes so much time. It takes hours a night when I come home, and I've just been doing it all morning on Saturday morning when I'm doing this video. So that is the ins. So the good thing is the ins are higher than the outs, so I'm actually up money, which is really good, which is what I want to see. So yay. Okay, so you heard the ins, you heard the outs, where we stand. We're doing pretty good for April, not so bad. Now, what did we change, or what do we want to do, or what do we need to do, and some goals. So I didn't change almost nothing this month. I didn't call anybody. I have no one left to call. The internet for Videotron is still not called. Like I said, it's not under my name. I can't do it. There's nothing I can do with that. Now, I want to figure out how to lower my food costs, as in groceries. How do you do that? I'm open to tips. I did a pantry challenge for a few months, if you've been following along, and then we got to the point where there was nothing left to make a meal. There was just a handful of ingredients, so I had to go out and buy groceries. So part of the cost is because I literally ate through my fridge, freezer, and pantry, so we had to replace food. I want to reduce the amount of restaurants, takeout, delivery I do. I have started to do that. But it's not 100% yet. I'm still working on it, you know? What about goals? Well, the biggest goal, the easiest thing to say would be I want to reduce my outs each month, and I want to increase my ins each month. So that's pretty straightforward, right? I guess everybody wants to do that, not spend as much, but make more, I guess. So I need to figure out how to do that, and I need to sell more online, and I need to find the time to post more online to sell. It is very tricky situation for the last, I don't know, a year or months or whatever, because most of my customers, I collect vintage toys, are from the United States. Because the United States has tariffs, I am no longer selling into the United States. So I lost like 90% of my buyers because of that. Because I refuse to pay for tariffs and to have my customers pay for tariffs. I won't do it. So basically I'm boycotting, but because of that I'm suffering. Like, I'm not making as much money as I could. But I won't do it. I won't bend. Because it's so ridiculous just to send something by Canada Post. You have to download a program to pay the taxes, and you have to pay for the program and stuff. It's just ridiculous. So I'm not paying for something to pay for tariffs to send it for my buyer to get it, to get tariffs. It's not happening. So, but like I said, it's affected me. It's affected a ton of people, you know, worldwide and stuff like that. So if you have any tips selling online, because I sell on Facebook Marketplace, my personal Facebook, and I sell on Poshmark. I'm not doing anything else. Like, I don't have Etsy or whatever. Poshmark has the lowest fees, which is why I sell on there, because it's very easy to do. Anybody, I'm not like the most computer knowledgeable, whatever, but it has such less fees compared. I don't sell on eBay anymore. I haven't sold on eBay in like, I don't know, 15 years or something, since before, you know, they still had PayPal when I was selling. And since they put in the new bank account thing, which anyways, I don't do it. Etsy I know has more fees than Poshmark, so, and I'm in Canada, I'm not in the United States, so I don't have the same access to the same programs that Americans have. So that's where we stand for the month of April. I'm going to continue. It's a low buy year. I'm trying to not spend as much money. I'm trying to see how good I can get and really understand my finances and where it's going. So I don't know if any of you are still doing it, because we are 4 months in, and it's very eye-opening. So I'm looking forward to May. I'm recording this video on May 2nd. The day it's going to go up. So I'll see you guys next time. I'll see you next month. Bye.